Yesterday we discovered our innate ability to face the challenges that lie ahead of us. Now we move on to a different stage of challenge, a story of struggle that we wish to resolve one way or another. I have a letter with me from Elisa from southern Cebu, and she writes, "Dear Katy, I'm Elisa, a 34-year-old woman from southern Cebu. Many would say that I am young and have so much to look forward to in my life, but I'm sending this letter to tell a different story. At this age, I don't think I have any more to look forward to. It's been 4 months since I lost my husband of 7 years in a car accident. Up until today, I mourn him, and the pain of my loss is still fresh more than ever. Why could someone so young die so early? Sometimes I feel like breaking down would make everything better later on. But mostly I feel anger towards him for leaving me. He was not only a husband and a partner, but most of all, he was my best friend. Since the day that he died, I can't seem to figure out what I want to do with my life because my days are spent doing nothing. I don't want to go to work. My friends and family have constantly convinced me to move on, but only to see me drowning in oblivion. I haven't seen the world out there since. Every inch of me begs to take a step forward, but my heart is just too hurt. I know wherever my husband is, he is unhappy with what I am doing, but I can't figure out the courage to face my everyday life alone. I badly want to get back to work and not be a burden to my parents anymore, where I'm staying right now. But every time I remember him and the cry starts, I just go back to the same routine I fell into. Even his memories can't keep me going anymore. Please, please enlighten me. I really think I need help." First of all, Elisa, my advice would be to you to give yourself a pat on the back, because it really takes a lot of courage to send a letter in and to confront this issue and actually ask for help, because often when we're in challenges we want to isolate ourselves, we don't want to reach out to others, and we want to cut ourselves off from the friends around us and the people we trust that can actually really help us process what's happened. And what I would also suggest is that obviously it's coming to the realization that there'll always be the pain of this death. Why? Because obviously he is irreplaceable to you. Your husband is irreplaceable to you. But there are some tips and suggestions I have that can actually help you to manage that pain and manage that grief so that you can still live a healthy, normal life and, you know, still find happiness and success in your life. Actually, a story that really comes to mind that could help you is actually a story of one of my good friends. She's actually around the same age as you, and it was very sad. A couple of years ago, she actually lost her husband to cancer, and they were wanting to have kids, but unfortunately because of the sickness, it was a process of dying over a couple of years. They were unable to have children as well. And she's such a motherly person, and she was in a stage like you of, what do? I don't have the energy to do anything. I have these feelings of anger, of sadness, all tied up into one. And something that she really did that may help you is that she focused on the good things about his life. She focused on the positive memories they shared together. And instead of kind of seeing him as no longer being with her, she kind of pictured in her mind him being with her in everything that she does during the day. I mean, even when we're at work, she'd say, I can just feel him here with me, and that he's saying things are going to be okay. So she really remembered the good things that he had contributed to her life. And when things get tough, it's good to keep yourself busy. Keep yourself busy with friends. Keep yourself busy, focused with doing things that you enjoy, whether it's art, whether it's reading, whether it's sports, going out to coffee with friends. Whatever it is, making time to do those things as a healthy distraction from what's going on. And maybe focus on where you're headed. Focus on what you've learnt from his life that he's taught you that can actually make today better and tomorrow amazing in spite of what's happened. And when things are tough, ask yourself, what would he do in this situation? How would he handle it? So that you're still with him, doing life with him. And yeah, that would be my advice to you. So in a nutshell, focus on the memories you've shared together, the positive ones. Focus on what you can do now in terms of a hobby or doing something you enjoy. And focus on spending time with friends that really encourage you. Focus on your past victories and focus on what you can do today that will make tomorrow better and manageable given your situation. After a woman of strength shares her story, we turn our attention to part 2 of my interview with dear friend Katy Borromeo, as she tells us how a woman like her can practice the art of overcoming obstacles and facing challenges chin up. She also shares how the rest of the Cebuano community can find their way around barriers and reach success, no matter how small the steps to get there.
That's true. I think it's where you have to pick yourself up. You have to learn. It's an art that everyone has to master for themselves. It's just, you just really have to learn how to pick yourself up. Because if you don't, no one will do that for you.
And so what do you think would be some practical ways for people to actually pick themselves up? Because there's a lot of like teachings on you can do it, just pick, you know, arise from the dust, get up off the ground. But practically, how do people do that? How do people get that stamina and tenacity to actually rise above?
I think it begins with wellness, feeling good about yourself. So I guess you have to stay fit. I mean, no one wants to feel sluggish in the morning.
Definitely.
So I feel it also has to do with you know, living a healthy lifestyle, and then surrounding yourselves with nurturing people who appreciate you and not toxic people, and put yourself in very toxic situations, and updating yourself always, like learning, whether it's just reading or watching something worthwhile. I mean, you've got to make something out of X amount of time. I mean, you can't, I mean, it's fine to just laze around or, you know, enjoy life, but then you've got to get something out of it in order for it to be, you know, worthwhile, I feel.
That's right. And you know, I think you're right that it's actually about learning from every experience.
What doesn't destroy you can only make you stronger. So with everything that's happened, I really just try to learn from it. And you know, it's not 100% good. It's not 100% positive all the time. But then it's really up to you to make the most out of what's going on. So I think that's it. My strength on knowing my blind spots, what are my weaknesses, and where my competencies lie. I think you can only do that through self-awareness and discovering, I mean, like making a list of the things that you do better than others and the things that you're not so good at and needs work. I guess it's that. And one thing about building self-esteem or self-worth that I find is very important is you have to cling your worth into something that's not impermanent. You have to cling it onto, you know, things that are not passing, like trends and material things and you know, acquisitions. I don't think you can find it there. I think it's just an awareness of what going on inside of you, and hopefully a growth that's there.
Okay.
I think that's where you find your confidence the most. I mean, personally. I think there's really no excuse for women out there anymore. We have internet, and then there's always room or avenues where you can grow. Like you can take cooking classes or painting classes or even voice lessons or whatever, just to enhance the gifts that you already have. So I think we should take that away from the equation where you feel like, I guess if you don't have, you know, outstanding qualities like, you know, you're super tall or whatever, then that's the only.
Like me.
Yeah, yeah, like you.
A day devoted to reflection opens doors to a refreshingly new you. Consequently, we discover our strengths and we gain confidence that no matter what obstacles we face, we are still irreplaceable, because through the difficulties we experience in life, we are shaped with a greater capacity and our attitudes are also strengthened. Just to recap, in order to overcome and navigate the obstacles in our lives, we need to focus on what we have that we can use today, who we are, and the benefits of the challenge. What can we learn from the challenge we've experienced that will help us experience greater success tomorrow? I am always ready to hear your story. Feel free to email me at irreplacableutv@gmail.com or have a free-flowing conversation with me on Facebook and Twitter. If you would like to know more about how you can discover your strengths and discover how to overcome and navigate obstacles in your life, you can check out my book, Irreplaceable. Our next episode is all about enjoying the holidays in spite of having loved ones overseas. A big thank you to Cebu Park Lane International Hotel for kindly hosting us here today. This has been a wonderful time. I'm Coach Katy, and I look forward to an irreplaceable you. Daghang salamat!